Does that let you know I want to record, does it?
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, sweet as. G'day everyone. Welcome to the players meeting, the online players meeting for the Midwinter Classic out at Otako Golf Course this Saturday, the second stop for the Midwinter series. I am your course tournament director. So for any of the issues surrounding the tournament and how the is played, I'll be your first port of call. Here is my assistant tournament director, Wayne Brown, who's done all the hard yards and behind. So anything in terms of any issues with the club potentially getting there, stuff like that, he'll be the first port of call for that as well. Do you want to say anything, Wayne?
No, I'll just tell you a wee bit about where the course is. So this golf course is 40 minutes out of Dunedin, so you need to take that into account, and it's down towards the Albatross colony. And you're going to be about 20 minutes away from the nearest shop, so you really need to bring all your own food and drink. And also there's roadworks on Portobello Road at the moment too, so it's an extra 5 minutes where they're making people detour through Waverley. And we really recommend that you take the lower road, the Portobello Road. It's wider and a bit nicer. Highcliffe Road is pretty narrow and a little bit dicey for if you don't know the roads. And also, if we could ask you to carpool to make it easier for the car park down there. Also, the golf club are going to be running a barbecue for us at lunchtime, and also the bar is going to be open through lunchtime and afterwards. And they've just asked that if you could bring cash instead of cards, they'd really appreciate that. So that's all I've got at the moment.
Sweet as. All right, I'll share my screen. I'm just going to quickly go through a couple of notes in terms of the course. So first of all, unlike the last tournament we played, there's not much OB on the course, and the main OB is the boundary fence shown in the course flyover that we went out a couple of days ago on YouTube. This red dotted line here that'll be coming into play mostly on hole 2, around the back on hole 10, potentially on 18, all the other holes like that. If you ever go over the boundary fence, it's OB, and then you can't play from where you went out of bounds with a 1-shot penalty. The other type of OB that we have on the course are the golf greens. So these are defined by the shortest cut of the green. So here you see the shortest cut of this green. I've just grabbed an example from Google. So it will on the couple of the holes where this might come into play, which is hole 4, potentially hole 8. We'll have some flags that'll help show you what the shortest cut is, but it's not the direct line between the flags. The OB is defined by the shortest cut of the green. There are 4 Mandos on the course. Remember that a Mando's rules have changed this year for anyone that's been around a bit longer. If you miss the Mando, so the restricted space, let's say you have to go left of a Mando and you go right of the Mando tree, and if you ever go across that line in the flight, even if you go across and then come back in one throw, you've still missed the Mando. If you go the other way as well, so you've come back around behind the Mando and across that restricted space, you've also missed the Mando, and you'll proceed to the drop zone. All the Mandos will have drop zones pretty near to where they are. The only other OB we have on the course is for hole 3. I've got a wee course map of hole 3 up here. We've had to just go through a quick change for the hole because the red area here was meant to be an island and we meant to have the basket on the island, but this is all now water, and I expect it to stay this way till Saturday. So we'll be flagging and stringing, roping this off. So the OB will be defined by the string, not by the water. So if you're not outside of the string and in bounds, you'll be out of bounds, and you play from where you went out of bounds. So if you come here and go in here, it's not the closest to where you were. We're now on a bounds all the way back here. So make sure you're watching on where you went out of bounds if you go out of bounds. Hole 16 is the other interesting course rule that it's a new one. I don't think I've seen it at a tournament I've played. So hole 16 is this hole where you're playing up to a mound up here, and you have the mound on the left. Oh, sorry, the gorse on the left, which will be a place you don't want to put your discs. So instead of roping this off as OB, we're going to instead have a drop zone. So if you can't find your disc because you've put it way too far left, or you don't like where you found your disc very much, it's impossible to play from all the prickles of the gorse, you can go to the drop zone. This is an abandoned disc and a lost disc drop zone, abandoned throw, lost disc drop zone. So you go there and you'll add 1 to your score. So if you throw your tee shot into the gorse, you don't like it, you go to the drop zone and you'll be throwing 3. The course is hopefully on UDisc. If you look up Odeco Midwinter Classic, currently just the ATs, the MA1 and MPO are on there. Hopefully by Saturday, FA1 tees will also be on there. I'm having just a couple issues with all the different layouts at the moment that I'm messaging them about. We are doing online scoring. So to do online scoring for those that haven't played a tournament before, and for the groups and they're assigned to have at least a couple people that have played a tournament before. But to do online scoring, you go to pdga.com/score and it'll ask for a code, and you put in MW22 and that'll take you to our tournament and you can score from there.
No button there, Andrew.
Pardon?
No button there.
Yes, you can.
And just say, we've got a lot of new people playing this tournament, and some people who this is their second tournament. So, and we're really stoked about that. So if you are new, just let your card mates know so they can help you out with the rules. And I mean, they'll be encouraging, and to all the people who have played a lot of tournaments, this is the time to kind of show some real good encouragement to those new guys and help them out.
Absolutely. That's all the notes I have in terms of the course. In terms of the weather, this is meant to be the coldest week in New Zealand for the week. I've heard just on the news tonight. It'll warm up hopefully a wee bit on Saturday. Could potentially be a couple showers. So be prepared. Bring hoodies, bring jackets, bring an umbrella. You don't want to be left high and, I would say high and dry, but you'd be left high and wet. I don't think you mentioned, Wayne, there's limited parking at the course. So if you can carpool with someone, that would be greatly appreciated. And when you are driving, make sure you're parking in a good spot. Don't take up 2 or 3 spots. Don't be that person. That's the last thing we want.
And also, there's a narrow gravel road that gets you in off the main road. You can park out on the main road if the small car park is full, but there's a narrow gravel road. Don't park on that gravel road because that's actually a road for a lot of the locals to get to their homes as well. So we don't want to block them off and annoy people. So if you can't get a car park in, there's 2 areas to park in by the golf club, and if you can't get in there, then you'll have to go back out onto the main road and maybe grab a ride with someone else and come back in.
We haven't mentioned we'll try avoid a players meeting in the morning because the course is quite a long and skinny course, and HQ is right on the end of it, which means if you're one of the unlucky ones starting on hole 9, that means you've got a kilometre walk to get to the other side, which could take 15 or so minutes. So if you're one of those cards on holes probably about 10 to 12, as well as hole 14, I think, are the ones right down the end, allow for that for when you turn up. Yeah, so we'll be teeing off at 9 a.m. in the morning. Hopefully the round will take about 3 hours. Then we'll have lunch of approximately 1 hour, and we've scheduled the second round to start at 1 p.m, although this will change if necessary to push it back a wee bit. And we expect the rounds to finish at about 4, prize giving at 4:15, and then you can get away, around then if you are one of the ones traveling. We'd like to say thanks to all the people traveling from all over. I see we've got someone down from Wellington, someone from Australia, I expect, not just for this tournament, but it's awesome to have you.
So the only other thing that I can think of also is if you change your mind and you want to get in on the Ace Kitty, come and see one of us in the morning. It's $5 to join in. It's currently sitting at $160. So yeah, if you want to be part of that, you're more than welcome. And yeah, like Andrew said, thank you so much for supporting the Black Ice series and coming along.
Yeah, we will have CTPs for holes 9 for FA1 and hole 13 for MA1 and MPO. So look out for those, because that's where you want to execute an extra special drive. Besides that, I think we've covered everything we need to. Just make sure you respect the golf club. We're awesome, and thanks to Mo and all the team that have let us play there. Shoes off inside, that kind of thing. Hats off too. I don't think they'll really be too big about that, but it's a thing that happens in most golf clubs, that they like to have your hats off inside. Also, bring a mask, just because of all the rules and regulations at the moment. We prefer that people did wear masks when they're inside the building. Absolutely. The last tournament, we may have had 1 or 2 people pick up COVID, potentially from the tournament, and we don't want to have that again. I think besides that, I'll stop screen sharing. We're pretty good. Thanks for watching. I'll probably, the reminder that the course fly through is up on YouTube at the moment. The link to that is on Disc Golf Dunedin's Facebook page. Hopefully, I'll probably circulate an email on the Friday with a link to this recording, a link to that fly through again, and any other things we need to mention, because we'll try avoid having a players meeting in the morning. However, Wayne and I and all the rest of the team, so it's Tom, Mark, Jack, and Errol, are all also course officials, and we'll probably all be sitting around hole 1 in HQ. So if you've got any questions, just come to us and let us, we can answer those. Simple as that. Is that all good, Wayne? Can you think of anything else? Sounds good to me. Just come along and have a great time. It is. It's going to be a load of fun. Cheers, guys.